a $0 Parent PLUS loan repayment. Is it possible? Yes, it is. Should you do it, or will it apply to you? Maybe. What's up, everybody? I'm Danny Sinowitz, the College Dude. As you know by now, we've talked quite a bit about Parent PLUS loans and how some of the repayment plans can work if you consolidate a Parent PLUS loan into a consolidated loan. Now, in order to make sure that we can get clear on whether or not you should be taking out a Parent PLUS loan or whether or not you should be consolidating that loan and getting into an income contingent repayment plan, it's probably worth watching some of the prior videos. However, there is something that needs to be noted here as we get closer to figuring out if a Parent PLUS loan is right for you. Today, we're going to be talking about a situation where one parent is a stay-at-home parent not earning an income, and another parent is bringing home the dollars in a job that is not a public service job. So if you've not watched some of the previous videos, which I recommend you do now, one of the things that you can be aware of is depending on how you file your taxes, if you're married filing jointly, you would include both of the incomes in terms of the income contingent repayment plan when it comes time to determining how much you need to pay back on a monthly basis. However, something that we talked about in one of the previous videos is that you can also choose the filing status married filing separately. If you choose that filing status, you must be aware of all the taxable implications that come along with that. Again, the big four that we talked about. Number one, you could be losing some deductions and credits in which you're currently eligible for. You have a smaller standard deduction in which you're eligible for. The income tax brackets are not as favorable for married filing separately. And lastly, you could be giving up the ability to contribute to an IRA or having that traditional IRA deducted from your taxes. However, if you find yourself in a situation where married filing jointly and married filing separately tax statuses may or may not be a huge difference, the one thing that could tip the scales one way or the other is the payments that you're able to make when it comes to entering into a income contingent repayment plan. So for a family that has one spouse who is working and one spouse who is not working, what you need to consider is that the parent who takes out the loan, the Parent PLUS loan, is going to be the one whose income will be included and will be counted if you choose that married filing separately status. So hypothetically, if you have parent one who's earning $100,000 and parent two who is earning $0 from work, parent one and parent two can file married filing separately, and parent two would be eligible for a $0 repayment. Again, I'm not saying this is necessarily something that you should be rushing to do, because if you're giving up a lot of benefits by married filing jointly, parent one could be saddled with some unfortunate tax implications if you decide to go from married filing jointly to married filing separately. Something that should absolutely, though, be considered if you decide to go the route of the $0 repayment is that typically income contingent repayment plans are on a 25-year repayment schedule. So for the next 25 years, you very well could choose to go married filing separately as opposed to married filing jointly if that works out for your situation. One of the downsides that you need to be aware of, though, is that after 25 years, as the law currently reads today, the amount that would be forgiven in that PLUS loan, or in this case, the consolidated loan, would be treated as taxable income. So a word of caution, if you're going to go down this strategy and you want to do this, make sure you understand the benefits of choosing married filing jointly versus married filing separately. The other thing that you want to account for is, based on the income contingent repayment plan, how much would that repayment be if you decide to go married filing jointly as opposed to married filing separately? Perhaps you'll find it's not quite as big of a payment as you thought, but you want to make sure that you use the calculators necessary to determine if this strategy is right for you. As always, please be sure not to take this as specific advice. Rather, this is general in nature and is intended to be educational only. Please consult your tax accountant, your tax attorney, financial planner, or your advisor for specific tax advice and specific financial planning advice. As always, please feel free to like this page, to share it, and to subscribe to my channel. That way we can get the message out to help people pay less for college. Until next time.